Ever wonder how a former US president could find himself in a tangle of legal issues? It's not every day that we see a figure as prominent as Donald Trump caught in a web of legal complexities. Trump's legal troubles are not just a simple matter of a lawsuit or two. It's a labyrinthine intrigue that has been years, even decades in the making. From lawsuits relating to his educational venture, Trump University, to the infamous Mueller investigation, down to the probing eyes of the Manhattan DA, the legal battles Trump faces are as diverse as they are serious. Each issue carries its own weight, its own story, and its own potential implications. The gravity of the situation cannot be understated, and the complexity of it all can sometimes be overwhelming. But fear not, for every complex story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. To fully understand, we need to travel back in time and follow the trail that led us here. Our journey begins in 2013 with a class action lawsuit against Trump University. Trump University, a for-profit education company that ran a real estate training program from 2005 to 2010, was the brainchild of Donald Trump. However, it found itself at the center of a legal storm when students cried foul. Allegations started to mount that the university was not an accredited institution, and it was misleading students by using the term university. The primary bone of contention was that the program, which cost up to $35,000, promised to teach Trump's secrets of success in the real estate industry. However, many students claimed that they didn't receive the education they were promised. Instead, they were subjected to hard-sell tactics for expensive courses and were left empty-handed, with some even claiming to be in debt because of the program. In 2013, the floodgates opened. A class action lawsuit was filed against Trump University. The lawsuit alleged that the institution was a racketeering operation, engaging in deceptive business practices. This was a serious accusation, with potential implications that could extend beyond the realm of civil law. The legal battle raged on for 3 years, with Trump maintaining the university's innocence. But in a surprising turn of events, just after the 2016 presidential election, it was announced that a settlement had been reached. Trump University agreed to settle the lawsuits for $25 million, without admitting any wrongdoing. This settlement was significant, not just because of the hefty amount, but also because it marked one of the first major legal battles Donald Trump faced. It set a precedent for a series of legal issues that would follow him into his presidency and beyond. This lawsuit served as a stark reminder of the complexities of the business world and the potential legal pitfalls that can come with it. It was a highly publicized case, and it brought to light questions about business ethics, consumer rights, and the use of the legal system to resolve such disputes. But this was just the beginning of Trump's legal woes. Fast forward to 2017, and we find ourselves in the midst of the Mueller investigation. This inquiry, led by special counsel Robert Mueller, was a turning point in Trump's presidency. It was a complex probe into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election and the possibility of collusion between Trump's campaign and Russia. The Mueller investigation was a 2-year saga that gripped the nation. It was a tale of intrigue, suspense, and high-stakes politics where every development was scrutinized, every revelation a potential game-changer. Mueller's team interviewed dozens of witnesses, issued over 2,000 subpoenas, and examined countless documents. The investigation's findings were a mixed bag. On one hand, Mueller's report did not conclusively establish that the Trump campaign conspired with Russia to win the election. On the other hand, it did not exonerate Trump of obstruction of justice. The report detailed 10 instances where Trump may have obstructed the investigation, including his firing of FBI Director James Comey and attempts to curtail the investigation itself. The Mueller investigation had a profound impact on Trump's presidency. It cast a long, dark shadow over the White House, fueling public debate and dividing the country even more deeply along partisan lines. It led to the indictment of several people close to Trump, including his former campaign chairman Paul Manafort, his former personal lawyer Michael Cohen, and his longtime advisor Roger Stone. The investigation also sparked a fierce political battle. Trump and his allies repeatedly dismissed the investigation as a witch hunt, while his opponents saw it as a necessary measure to uphold the rule of law and protect the integrity of the election process. It's important to note that Mueller himself stated that if his team had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, they would have said so. This left the door open to interpretation and further investigations. While the Mueller investigation did not lead to charges against Trump, it set the stage for what was to come. This was just the start of a series of legal challenges that would define Trump's presidency and beyond. It was a significant chapter in a continuing saga of legal jeopardy. The year 2019 saw Trump face his first impeachment, followed by a second in 2021. Impeachment, a term often shrouded in mystery, is a constitutional process that allows Congress to remove presidents before their term is up. It's a political tool, yes, but it's also a double-edged sword, cutting both ways with potential for both damage and salvation. In 2019, Trump's first impeachment was sparked by a whistleblower complaint. The allegations were grave, that Trump had solicited Ukraine to interfere in the 2020 presidential election. After heated debates, the House of Representatives voted to impeach, but the Senate, then controlled by Trump's own party, acquitted him. Fast forward to 2021, the tables turned once again. This time, Trump was accused of incitement of insurrection following the infamous Capitol riots. The images of that day were hard to erase. The chants of the mob still echoed. Despite the turmoil, the Senate vote fell short of the two-thirds majority needed to convict, resulting in another acquittal. These impeachments, while not resulting in removal from office, were not without consequence. They marked Trump as one of only 3 presidents in American history to be impeached, and the only one to be impeached twice. The political implications were significant, tainting his legacy and potentially impacting his future political endeavors. As for the legal implications, they were a bit more complex. While impeachment is a political process, the accusations raised during the proceedings could have legal ramifications. The allegations of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress from the first impeachment, and incitement of insurrection from the second, could potentially form the basis of criminal charges. However, the double-edged sword of impeachment also offered Trump a shield. As a sitting president during both impeachments, he enjoyed certain legal protections that could limit the likelihood of criminal prosecution. Despite surviving 2 impeachments, Trump's legal troubles were far from over. In the aftermath of his presidency, a criminal investigation by the Manhattan DA rears its head. The question on everyone's mind is, what's next for Donald Trump? This investigation marks a significant shift in the legal landscape surrounding the former president. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office has been conducting a criminal investigation into Trump's finances. They're digging deep, scrutinizing his tax returns, business deals, and other financial records. The scope of the investigation is broad, and it's the first of its kind, a criminal probe into a former US president. What could this mean for Trump? If the investigation uncovers any criminal conduct, it could lead to charges. This isn't a political trial or an impeachment process where Trump's fate would be in the hands of politicians. In a criminal trial, it would be a jury, a group of everyday people, deciding his fate. The potential implications are enormous. A conviction could result in fines or even prison time. But this is uncharted territory. No former president has ever faced criminal charges, let alone been convicted. The legal, political, and historical implications are immense. In the midst of all this, Trump's reactions have been characteristic. He's dismissed the investigation as a witch hunt, a phrase he's used on more than one occasion to describe legal challenges against him. He's vehemently denied any wrongdoing, maintaining that his financial practices have always been above board. Despite these claims, the investigation continues. The team of prosecutors is led by Manhattan DA Cyrus Vance Jr., a seasoned lawyer who's not easily swayed by political pressure or public opinion. His team is meticulously combing through the evidence, determined to uncover the truth. As this unfolds, it's important to remember that in the American legal system, everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. This applies to everyone, even a former president. As we await the outcome of this investigation, Trump's legal future hangs in the balance. The stakes are high and the world is watching. This probe could prove to be a defining moment in Trump's post-presidential life. From Trump University to the Manhattan DA's probe, Trump's journey to legal peril has been long and winding. This legal maelstrom didn't spring up overnight. It's a culmination of years of controversial decisions and actions, each with its own weighty implications. The Trump University lawsuit showcased the questionable ethics surrounding his business practices. The Mueller investigation, on the other hand, cast a shadow over his presidency and questioned the legitimacy of his victory, Then we have the Manhattan DA's probe, a ticking time bomb that potentially holds the key to his financial secrets. Each of these legal battles carries significant potential impact, not just for Trump himself, but for the American political landscape as a whole. As we've journeyed down this long, winding road, we've seen that the stakes are high, and the fallout could be monumental. As we continue to observe, one thing is certain: the saga of Trump's legal issues is far from over.